Onto the draft screen. Targon versus Freljord Frost. Where are we watching for bans this time around? Historically, Frankward going to have GP and Urgot banned out against him. We saw Urgot taken away rather than anything. But before I even get that out, Whittle's signature Ivern banned away.
Yep. I think
And
those
there's the
are the
Gangplank.
three that are guaranteed are Gangplank, Urgot, and Ivern. I will say Cross had a great game on Jinx. So I believe that Carly can play Jinx. So I think it was either a pick ban, and it will just be banned away here, which is going to kind of open up the champion pool then for both of these carries. And we'll see what Cross is pushed to here. But just one game in, already having the respect shown his way, and his champion that he played just last week will be banned. So welcome to the LCC, Cross. Hope you enjoy it. You get to play into Carly and the Crimson Yoni now. Ezreal banned out, which means Urgot's still on the board. They do have one more ban. I expect it to go the way of Urgot, but we did see last year specifically, Spike did have a bit of an answer into it, playing the Karma top. I'm not
I
sure
forgot about that. Goodness.
But it definitely neutralized it to an extent. So they leave Urgot up, actually. Almost. This feels like a bait. So we'll see what happens. Does he just pick the Urgot and play Urgot? Probably his best champion. I mean, Gangplank taken off the board here. What is the answer? Or do they just go with their, typical plan? You got to assume that they thought Urgot would be gone, so they wouldn't have accounted for picking it. And they do go Tristana. This has got to be Carly's best champion, and he's one of the best players
quite
in
scary
the LCC. This is giving an ace his ace, and yeah, that's pocket aces right there for Carly with the Tristana locked in. And Yoni has a
but it's lock hovered now and locked in for locked and loaded.
Yeah, the lock here. This is going to be an LCC first, and Poppy also quick pick here as Lock and Poppy pop, lock, and drop, if you will.
Soon update the stats. We got a new pick. And Wukong, not a new pick, but one we haven't seen in a while. Hovered in for Aztec. And one maybe we've seen Aztec play once?
But yeah, I expect if that, okay, that is just a hover. Malzahar, a very safe but counterable mid lane champion for Minty. So already some interesting selections here. What do you know about the Locke Malzahar matchup? I know that you're a mid laner, but I also know that Locke is a newer pick. Maybe something that you don't know as much about.
I've played against Locke on Summoner's Rift exactly one time that he's not been banned in my games. So I'm gonna have to just play this out in my head because I did play against him once, and so I know how his kit works. I saw the nerfs. I think Malzahar is going to be able to lock down Locke with his with the Nether Grasp, and his team's going to be able to kill him. I think that Locke will have the exact same experience that Echo does during the laning phase against Malzahar, which is if you get into melee range, you just smack him around a lot. And I think that's kind of how it's going to go. But Malzahar Lulu, so much CC to be able to disable Locke. And Locke, the main way to answer him is that CC. He's a melee champion. He's got to get into your damage range. And so when he comes in, you need to welcome him in with open arms and a lot of CC.
Caitlyn picked up here for Cross, for the Frost. And with Locke, Caitlyn, and Poppy, this is a fairly mid-game centric team that they've got going on. Meanwhile, the Lulu is really the only thing that's pointing towards any scaling. Malzahar and Tristana also great at mid-game. So I expect quite a bit of skirmishing, quite a bit of fighting out of both of these team comps so far. And here's the Urgot ban.
There it is, there it is.
So they let the Urgot go through, and now it will get banned. Such an interesting big ban here for Targon. I wonder, depending on how this game goes, I wonder if they'll look back on that decision.
Wow, taken away.
So they had gone the
banning
Urgot.
out two top laners, trying to make sure that Frankward is not going to get counter picked out. So maybe we can infer a bit about his top lane from the Alawi Shogath bans. His signatures are taken away. Perhaps just going to push Frankfurt onto the Ornn.
I mean, and there is an assumption here that the Poppy is going jungle for Whittle with the Cho'Gath and Alawi bans on the other side. So
I would agree with them.
very interested to see. Lux is going to be picked up. Looks like this will be a support Lux. So Caitlyn Lux, one of the strongest lanes. Lots of pressure. And Tristana and Lulu are going to have to deal with this poke, are going to have to deal with this early damage coming out of the Caitlyn Lux bot lane for Freljord.
There's the Ornn.
Yeah, nice predict here. Yeah, nice predict.
And
Jeez,
want to
well
see
done.
a bit of a carry / bruiser in the jungle coming out. Or, they're not in the right order for Aztec. Skarner is banned, so, I mean, Udyr's on the table. But it's something with a little more engage. Of course, Udyr, I think, is going to answer well into lock. Just bear stands and run away, baby. But always going to have
I
a
do
hard
expect
time into
damage
Caitlyn
to
and
come out
Lux.
here with Lulu and Ornn picked up. If he goes
Ooh,
to
I'm
tank,
thinking
it'll be a
Shyvana.
2
Show me
carry
Shyvana.
comp.
Amumu!
Oh, and the Amumu.
And
So
all
they do go
of
for
the eggs
traditional
are in the
carry.
Carly basket tonight.
And Mordekaiser is the answer. Ornn really does not scale well into AP matchups. Gwen, of course, the traditional counter into Ornn, but Mordekaiser can handle Ornn nicely as well.
So
Yeah,
you'll
I
have to
really
adjust in your
like the
mind
draft
slightly
of
the
both these
order
teams.
between Frankward and Aztec. And just on the side of Targon, we've got the correct lineup on the bottom of your screen there. Frankward at top, Aztec jungle, Minty mid, Carly AD carry, and Yoni support. Thank you, the Crimson Yoni, for being in the correct position, as well as Minty Bun.
Yeah. How
But
did that
then we've
happen?
got
Because
locked
they
and
were
I
lined up
don't know.
correctly.
I don't know. Because I think they did the right thing. It's weird that it's wrong.
Yeah.
Clone on locked and loaded. I'm not going to call him locked and loaded the whole game. He's going to get clone or locked because that's the champion that he picked. And he's going to be happy about it. But as we get into our spectator delay, we can start up our prediction. And then, Jags, who do you think won draft here?
Yeah, I guess we should maybe also pay. I don't know if we paid out the prediction.
I don't pay out
Yeah, we
predictions.
should
I only create them.
get those done. I do like the 2 carry comp that they've drafted for Targon, but I think they're gonna need more scaling damage than Tristana and Malzahar are gonna be able to deliver. I think they will find themselves lacking and wishing that the Amumu was, something like an Udyr, something like a Wukong that they could find more damage with. Meanwhile, on the side of Frost, Dark Jedi onto a new champion, Cross onto a new champion. I believe this is a new champion for Kalka as well. Certainly a new champion for Clone because it's a new champion to the LCC. So a new look here for the Frost. But they're going to be looking to prove that week 1 wasn't a fluke and find ways forward here. I think that they have a very aggressive team that will end up getting outscaled naturally by the composition, the more traditional composition with Lulu Ornn there. So I do think there's a bit of a timer. Locke also known more for the mid and early game than the late game. So yeah, I fully expect if this game goes to 40-45 minutes, this Tristana is going to be looking to rack up quadra kills, pentakills. But Kaylin and Lux, they're going to try and cut her down, try and stop her from getting there. So Carly has a lot to step up to here. And Minty as well. So the eggs put into the basket and kind of the gauntlet laid down here with this more traditional 2 carry comp.
I think I'm looking at the blue side, and I think this is such a strong, comfortable team fight, but it is putting so much pressure onto Carly because Minty on the Malzahar is going to be able to provide a lot of damage, but there is very little playmaking opportunity. They do need to come to you, with the exception of going for your Flash Nether Grasp. A lot of the playmaking opportunity is going to come out of the Ornn Horn and the Amumu Bandage Toss. And then I do think the Crimson Yoni is well positioned to make sure that Carly does not get a little too excited about these rocket jumps in, who we've seen Carly do some rocket jumps that are questionable, but when he gets ahead, he really manages to make him work. Caitlyn, Lux, Poppy going to make it quite difficult to get into the face of the enemy team. Do you know if Poppy's W will stop an active bandage toss? I can't remember.
Yeah, if Amumu is still traveling, then yeah, Poppy will stop it.
Okay, the stun will still connect though, right?
I don't know that.
I think
Like
the
the
stun
initial,
happens
like,
on bandage
short stun.
connection, and then I think he will not be pulled. So that's going to be
That's a
one to
good
watch
question.
out for if you
One
see
thing that
that.
we should shout out is just how, by the way, we will speed ahead to live so we don't have the delay issue like last time. But the Mordekaiser has the choice here in this one to just pull the Tristana out, and then it turns it from a 2 carry comp into a 1 carry comp. And Mordekaiser in the Death Realm against Tristana, that's a fight that Mordekaiser can win. So a very difficult game to play. But I do see what they have. They've got this front to back, very traditional team fight style. And if they can land up their wombo combo with the Ornn, a Mumu ulti, and then the damage over top, I mean, it does kind of play itself. So ease of execution here is on the side of Targon, but I think the counter picks and the early game into the mid game skirmishes are all on the side of Freljord, who's going to come out on top here. I'm not sure. Maybe you do. Make sure to get your points going. I guess I will go ahead and
Get the
okay, it was
you
Bandle City that won
can
that
get it up.
game.
Come on. We need the prediction. The people need to gamble.
I'm getting it going. This is Targon versus Freljord.
Our spectators taking a
Okay.
long time to load. I thought I paused the music thinking we were going to get in there.
Yeah, remember to speed to the front.
Right.
I think I'm good at 15 seconds.
Yep, I'm with you.
All right, so we are into game here.
LCC Season 5, Week 2, Game 2. We've got the Targon Titans facing off against the Freljord Frost, and we've got an invade look here. Complete defense on the bot side for Cross. Going to spot out any early action in the bottom, keeping Carly from able to set up for that rocket jump early pressure. Whittle Guy wants to steal this red buff.
Yeah, and it's a nice read here onto Aztec, just to predict that the Amumu is going to start on his blue side. So they're going to go for a red side invade, and this is, this is what you get for doing your homework here. It's going to be a nice start to the jungle pathing of Freljord. Can they, what will this lead to? Aztec won't discover until later. Nice trade already.
That's that electrocute and 3 stacks of nails, and Locke, if he gets into melee range, he's gonna make that damage stick.
Look at the
Aztec,
trade back though. The Malefic Vision straight back basically evened out. So
yep, gonna be very happy to pick up that trade back and forth. Locke taking level 2, and yeah, flash away.
Flash away from Minty. That respects the damage, but another Malefic Visions will land. So some more poke for the Malzahar. But that is flashed down, and you gotta assume Minty is going to be the early target of the Poppy ganks. We saw the mid lane mage last game got focused out by the Poppy early. So here's the jump in from Carly. Nice focus down onto Cross, and Cross will flash away. So that is one summoner spell used here.
Aztec has
nice,
just discovered that
advantage.
the Raptors are gone. Ping's down now on a Whittle Guy moments later. They're on the back end. Probably could be caught out of here.
It's exhaust straight in onto Whittle. Whittle trying to find what they can. The flash bind from Kalka, and they will find it's a first blood, but they instantly get the counter kill back. Aztec with a beautiful bandage toss finds it's 2 in a row as they find another one, and Cross goes down. Down goes Whittle, and it's a 3-for-1 for the Targon Titans.
Just moments too late on the play. If they had gotten that off 4 or 5 seconds earlier, I think Aztec just arrives too late to make the difference. Aztec discovers that his Raptors are gone and then runs immediately to the bot side. It's like he could hear the ping on the way out of Whittle Guy.
Huge opportunity to counterplay there. They went for the single quadrant gank, and that means that even though Amumu was really having a hard time, they, that jungle invade doesn't actually mean anything. Both of them just have 3 camps, and so Amumu able to show up on parity there, and really land that counter gank. Nice job from Yoni to to keep Carly alive for as long as possible. They spent a lot of time killing that Tristana and then able to turn the damage around once Amumu arrived. So beautiful play there from Targon.
I thought he was going for the Raptors, but instead he's going for the
Here's the
wraparound.
gank from Whittle onto Minty. Minty no flash here. Here's Whittle trying to find something. They end up missing the pin forward. Locke now has to flash out. Can they find a return? They do find Malefic Visions. Will it tick down? Locke brought low, less than 100 HP, but will be able to walk out. That is Flash Ignite down for the Locke. And a nice escape here. Another Malefic Visions.
But it's down on the Locke, and he's got nothing left. Minty's gonna be forced to reset. Aztec is here. Whittle Guy half HP. Locke only 200 HP to speak of. But there is zero backup. Gonna smite and walk away.
So he will at least get that one. It's a rocket jump forward. Dodges out the light binding. Kalka is in trouble here. The reset from the E. And it's a kill in the 2v2 as Carly makes himself known. The Tristana is no joke, and he gets himself on the board.
He's so comfortable on that Tristana, and he's comfortable playing it with anybody who happens to walk into his lane. This is a solo queue signature. He is so happy to be playing the Tristana on stage yet again. 1-1 and 2 so far, but with a nice CS lead for himself to start us off.
Yeah, absolutely. Things looking really good. You expect Caitlyn Lux to have the advantage here, so for Tristana to be able to find these early assassinations in the lane, they've got to be really happy with that. And Yoni sitting at 100% kill participation so far in this game. Fantastic on the Lulu. Yoni, who has the championship to his name, but has perhaps been slept on in the support role. Meanwhile, let's talk about top lane. Dark Jedi, the ult, the flash, the ignite down onto Ornn. Can Frank get out? It won't be enough. It's a solo bolo in the top lane as Dark Jedi of Doom puts himself on the board, and the Mordekaiser goes up in this matchup.
Death Realm will do it. Still sitting 10 CS down, but going to try to set himself up a little slow push by the looks of it. Tower helping out along the way. Dark Jedi, no teleport. Frankward will be looking to teleport. Oh, no. Just going to walk it back out. Going to perhaps preserve that TP for the dragon.
Both Clone and Whittle are here. Will they be able to find something? Looks like Carly and Yoni could be in trouble here. Nice bind will assassinate. And here's the teleport in. So Aztec is here, but now Minty teleporting down. But the traps from... oh, it's Frank instead. The traps out from Cross. Frank has to flash away after teleporting in. So nice coordinated team play here from Freljord, and they're able to pick up 2 and even up the kills. That puts them ahead in gold here, and they're going to turn their attention now onto the first dragon of the match.
Nice play to stabilize their bot lane and then also get themselves priority on the map to go over to this dragon. It's a nice use of the priority that Locke has in the mid lane. Into Malzahar. That Lost Chapter just coming through. But really, Minty's only play is to shove lane and then look for Nether Grasp. If he can find poke down on the Locke, he might be able to find a kill. But I imagine Clone should have plenty of space to just be able to back away unless there is Aztec there to follow up the damage, or perhaps a Carly on the room. Engage in mid, but there's no backup.
Looking for a play, but Clone is here, and that's going to be the engage in. There is the stun from Whittle, and they team up, the mid-jungle duo. It's not just one, it's both. And that is a 3rd kill going over to this early game lock.
Trying to pick up another plate bottom. Nice life bind out of Kolka.
Yeah, another bind. Now down onto a trap. Cross is going to get quite a bit of damage out. Carly will have to rocket jump away, but nobody's level 6 yet, so that full long-range damage won't be there. Another light bind now onto Yoni. The trap just missing, and a flash away from Yoni should mean he's able to escape fully. Beautiful counter, and that's what you expect out of the Caitlyn Lux. Nice play here from the bot lane of Freljord. Meanwhile, Clone going for the all-in. Minty flashes away, respects the opportunity. Ignite goes down. He will get away with his flash. Nice escape from Minty. Good heads-up play on knowing when to flash and when to escape out of trouble.
Yep, trying to keep himself safe, not wanting to give up any more kills to this lock. Already sitting at 3-0, trying to build towards, I believe that's a Lich Bane. With the Dark Seal in his pocket, Clone is feeling very comfortable. He's renamed himself to Lock and Load in order to troll us for the split. But then he is showing up on the lock, so at least he's not making a complete clown of us. Dark Jedi and Frankward largely just farming out in the top side. There's a 10 CS diff, but then there's a kill going the other direction. So the gold sitting 300 to the side of Dark Jedi. Man, those steel arrows, or those steel nails, really come out quickly. 400 gold in the jungle to the side of Targon. And then, whew, we really see the difference coming out in the mid lane. 2,800 to 4,200 on the in the roll, and then Yoni sitting up a bit of advantage off the back of some nice play and a kill for himself.
Yeah, and Dark Jedi showing some mastery here in this matchup, really taking advantage of the Ornn. And that's something that we mentioned. You know, Mordekaiser does have a pretty good time here, but Carly isn't going to let us talk about any other lane than his. He's going to rocket jump forward, playing aggressive. He's the player, that's the type of player we've known him to be during his tenure here in the LCC. Does not let a minute waste.
Whittle looking for perhaps a dive on the top side, but is going to be spotted out. Clears the ward, and now looking for a reset.
Yeah, both junglers doing the same thing here. They were looking for ganks on opposite sides of the map. They will both run into vision, so they'll just clear that vision and go back to clearing their camp. All right, top laners are down below half health here. Ultimates are available. We've got to see what happens here. Dark Jedi looking to press forward and cause some pain here, and he is going to push Frank off the wave. Meanwhile, bot side, they're setting up a lane gank. What does Whittle do? Is Whittle going to predict this? That's a nice vision. Nice ward here from Kalka. Will actually just spot this out, so they call this play off anyways. Okay, so a bit of a chess match being played here at 4 to 5. They're very aggressive for time here, but now they're letting
another grass down mid.
Ultimate being used down, and Locke is going to disengage after that. I think he actually still had the advantage. Flash in from Dark Jedi, and it's a solo bolo topside as the Ram Jam, the call of the Forge God, too late there, unable to get that out, and so the price is paid. And it's 2-0 here. Dark Jedi really starting to put on a show on the Mordekaiser.
Yep, 2-0, 3-0 for the respective top and mid laners on the side of the Frost. Gonna be feeling quite confident going into this game for week 2. 4 to 6 on the scoreboard, but two terrifying solo lanes to deal with. Carly, the real bright spot on this map for Targon.
Yeah, and you know, Minty has been under a lot of pressure here, but to be only down 8 farm, you know, given the fact that Clone has been able to leave lane and find kills elsewhere, you know, he hasn't died and he's only down 8 farm. You know, pretty impressive here on the Malzahar, to be honest. So
filling his role, but it's going to come down to these team fights. Really needs to connect with Carly.
Yeah, they really need to get their itemization completed and then fight. It looks like Dragon is up and some attention might be turned that way. We'll have to see where Aztec decides to go next here, as they are going to clear out some of this vision towards bot. But you can see Clone already here, already prepared to try and take this fight. Light Binding just goes wide. And here it is, the engage in down on the bot side. Kalka will immediately be blown up. But here's the answer from both Clone and Whittle. Clone brought low. Carly finds the shutdown. It's already a double kill as he's able to find both. And the Targon Titans, they make the early play. They don't wait for the dragon fight. They take it to them, and the Frost will falter. 2 kills to Targon, and they're going to pick up the dragon.
I think it's all about the decisiveness there. Targon sees the play. They decide to all in for it. Even though they're 3 versus 4 for the first half of that play, Minty trying to walk down from the mid lane. They kill Kalka so fast, and then they're not able to get down on Carly.
It's a 2-level advantage. Frank will miss the call of the Forge God, and this should mean the end of his life. It's another solo bolo in the top lane as Dark Jedi of Dune, DJD, heads 3-0 in the matchup. A nice consolation for Freljord, but yeah, I mean, a tough bot lane fight. They're actually still ahead in gold here.
Yep, the gold lead is still just being buoyed entirely by Dark Jedi of Doom and Clone in the mid lane. 3-0, 3-1. The Mordekaiser lock combination is terrifying, but the rest of the team fight is really working well for Targon thus far.
All right, one of the, I mean, Aztec has been around the league for a long time. One of the complaints that has been levied against him in the past is when he plays tanks, he takes a lot of the kills, a lot of the gold. Look at that bomb damage from Carly, nearly able to find the assassination ultimate out. Will
Fine connects.
and here's the counter ulti. He's gonna dash forward again. Carly trying to make the difference here. One more auto. Will it be enough? Kalka able to escape, and now Clone is here. Ultimate will go just wide. Carly and Yoni, what can they do? It's going to be the assassination found for Clone, and that is a nice escape from Cross and Kalka. That was a clench moment, but they're able to get out of that one alive, and Clone backs him up there with a kill.
It's a tense moment, but Clone just walking down. They buy enough time. Kalka with a terrifying setup for himself. Finds the binding, drops the ultimate. Yoni absorbs the damage, but then Kalka forced to flash out, but it buys all the time they need for Locke to make his way all the way down. And now back into the mid lane, Steel Nails connect.
Onto Aztec. Aztec has to use the Curse the Sad Mummy. Here's Carly in on the side. Can they find at least the counter? They are able to. They thought it was a 2 versus 1. It's a 5 versus 2, and it goes 1 for 2. A double kill over to Carly, and he is racking up the kills.
Racking up indeed. Carly finds Locke yet again after the bot lane play and picks up 2 for himself. Going to be feeling quite happy for that gold in his pocket on Tristana. And we've got 2.5 minutes to our next dragon. Both teams sitting at 1-1. And our Baron our Rift Herald has just entered the map. How will the teams respond? Early vision control over to our blue side team for Targon. But pings down first from the side of Freljord Frost. How will we proceed? Curse of the Sad Mummy's down. The hammer is on cooldown. I think we're going to see both teams stall out for a bit here as lane assignments settle. Locke 1v2 in the mid lane with Kalka on the support. Cross still farming up bot side. Should be able to keep the... as long as he doesn't take too many Malefic Visions, should be able to clear wave.
Yeah, this is a good rotate here for Targon. Now, because Minty was able to get so much solo XP compared to the double lane, 2 levels up now into Cross, and Cross can't really fight this back too much. Clone, however, is going to try and take advantage of the roam of the long lane.
Nice dodging out.
Will engage forward, but good blue suede shoes here. From Minty, able to get out of that one. Did not have flash, so that was very important that he was able to escape.
Lost 1/3 of his HP to a single nail and an auto attack, so Locke's a cool champion.
It looks like both of these teams acknowledge that the other wants this Rift Herald.
Everybody's got their eyes on the prize.
The tension in this game is high right now because it is very close, and both of these teams know that this game is balancing on a knife's edge. Then, if there's a big team fight right now, it will blow the game out of control for either one of these teams. And so neither one of them really just wanting to group up in 5v5, still kind of content to scale up and get some itemization here.
Keeping an eye on bot side, I want to see if Locke is able to pull Minty away from the tower. Oh, but the turret's going down on the top side. Aztec's here.
Down. Aztec is here, but Mordekaiser can just pull them out, and he will take a Mumu in. It's going to be a flash forward after the ultimate, and that is a solo bolo in the ultimate. Can he make it a 2-for-1? Kalka will try and send the ultimate over. We see a fight happening bot side as well as Minty is trying to turn things around. Nethergraphs goes down, so Clone able to bait that out. But at the end of all of that, it's just Aztec going down to the Mordekaiser ultimate. But that's 4 kills now for Dark Jedi, and the Mordekaiser is a problem that is gonna take more than 2 to answer. He's always gonna be able to trade 1-for-1 at this point.
Yep, Sunfire Cape coming out for Aztec, so that fight's not going to get any easier for the 2v2 topside. And it's going to be difficult for them to answer the Mordekaiser. If he just decides to take Carly away in these team fights, where's the rest of the damage floor going to come from while the Freljord Frost pick them apart?
Alright, it is up to a 2,000 gold lead now for Freljord. You do see some of the advantages starting to come through pretty clearly. But we need to get a little bit more gold going, and I think at this point, Targon is happy to continue to scale. They want to get some more defensive points. The thing about going Leandries here onto Amumu is that
Brings
he's just
down
going to
onto
melt
the objective.
instantly, and there's so much damage that can come out of the side of Freljord. So attention will turn onto the Herald. This is in full vision, but it's a reset timer for Targon, and so it will go over to Freljord. Objective given.
Minty should be able to clean up this tower, but Locke on the way trying to stop him. He's got the spell shield available. It does not have flash.
Oh,
Locke taking the long way.
This is going to be a solo kill. He is 2 levels down. What can he do? Nethergrass is up. What is he able to get across? Meanwhile, there's a big team fight mid as they're trying to find everything. It's so close. It is a solo kill bot lane. Mid lane continues. First bandage toss from Aztec will just go wide onto Kalka. Is he able to find the second? He does find the second, but he doesn't use Curse the Sad Mummy. Carly, the rocket jump over the wall forces Flash out from Cross, but no further blood will be shed. Only Minty will go down, but a nice solo kill here from Clone in the side lane onto his lane and roll opponent.
So taking inventory of how the game is, we have 2-1 on Dragons to the favor of the Frost. They are also in possession of a 3,300 gold lead. 3 towers and 3 Kevins to their name. So really managing to find a lot of power in their pushing. All the outer towers have gone down now. A couple plates on the inners, mid and top as well. Carly forced to jump away. This game is still in anybody's hands to take away. It is clear that Targon wants to play around these team fights. But if they are forced to spread out around the map, these solo laners are going to pick them apart.
Yeah, very dangerous phase of the game here for Frank and Minty. Both of them need to continue to scale. Frank has hit level 13, so he's got his ornament on his item, but he needs some more levels and he needs them quick to be able to give them onto his teammates. It is a good option to get some good items leveled up here. Minty, the teleporting forward, but the rest of Freljord is here. They might be able to find this. Nethergrass down onto Whittle, and they will try and get out. Cross will go down there. They've been caught. It's a double kill for Carly as he tries to find a way forward. Kalka brought very low, will be able to escape. But Minty playing on the edge there, I thought for sure that the Malzahar was going to die. Instead, it's 2 for Freljord.
Yeah, I was trying to highlight on the Spectator that there was a huge lack of vision in their own jungle to control the blue side, but Yoni and Carly are playing the mid lane, and they're able to rotate over as Minty is jumped coming out of the portal, the Hextech portal, pushing through, and then they just collapse on a Kalka and Cross and leave Whittle Guy for leftovers. Great pickup from Targon.
That could not have come a moment sooner. They desperately needed that. That gives them a little bit of momentum back, a little bit of tempo, but Freljord's still firmly in the driver's seat right now. They have the mid-game lead, and they've got the early to mid-game team comp to build around it here. So they're going to be looking to continue to push forward here. They've got 2 dragons already. Next dragon is up in 50 seconds, and we see early vision going down from Kalka. This is a great thing to do if you're supporting the LCC. Go ahead and get that first wave of vision down at about a minute, and then you can even do it at 90 seconds, and then you want to get your reset in so you can walk back out and contest for vision, 15 seconds prior to the actual objective. And you can see that's what Kalka is looking to do right now for his team.
Cross trying desperately to finish this Infinity Edge, has the golden pocket now, but needs to find a back timing. As Dragon spawns in 20 seconds, he does not have his completed second item.
Here's Ornn trying to find an answer back, and that's going to be flash away from Locke. Here's Call the Forge God. Is he able to actually find something onto it?
It's huge!
But it's a solo bolo for Frank as Clone goes down. And just when his team had the advantage, it will be Ornn finding that kill. A reset into teleport could be huge. They could turn this into a 5 versus 4. They need to find something here. Aztec has to find a way in. He lands the bandage toss, flash in. Christmas Sad Mummy in onto 3. Cross down on the side. Keeper's Verdict sends Minty out, but Carly is in. Smite goes over to Whittle, so at least Freljord have won that. But now Carly trying to win the fight. Carly drops Kolka able to find a way. Frank failing the engage into the pit. The Freljord are winning this. Dark Jedi is so fed. It's a triple kill for the Mordekaiser. 7-0-1. What a massive fight for Mord to put the team on his back.
I thought it was all set up for Carly to win that fight easily, but then jumping in just a little too deep into the Dragon Pit, picked off by Dark Jedi of Doom, needed to just go through the front to back process. Immediate jumps early on across, picks him off, and then just unable to finish it up. Dark Jedi, a monster on the Mordekaiser this game.
Yeah, huge play there. And then Ornn teleporting in, but really not able to get into the fight there. So, yeah, I think, man, Carly was so close to being able to carry that, but Dark Jedi,
nice leash from Clone.
The answer.
Aztec able to pick that up. There's still a lot of people sitting around you on here. Cross could be caught out. Flash force.
Flash away, but the flash forward. Kate will be able to get out. So that's flash for flash.
Yep, trades his own flash backwards. Wants one more auto at max range, so he gets the reset on his leap. Not able to find it, and Cross lives another day, even though he's forced to reset. 2 could run into Aztec here, but everybody's going to back away on the play.
Yeah, Carly is here. They might look for a play here. Nice damage, but there's Whittle. Whittle will find Carly. The ult going just wide. Here's the pin now in onto Carly. Wild Growth is there. Are they able to keep him alive? They're not. Carly will go down. Kulkin now in the pit. Here's Clone trying to find it. The health bars are very low. He will have to blast code out. It ends up being a 2-for-1 as Carly goes down, but they spend so much killing him. And Mord not in that fight. Mord really a substantial portion, not only of their damage, but of their gold as well. And he's going to continue to push and take these side objectives. It looks like he's going to take bot tier 2 here. Yeah, will successfully take it. So we take a look at the gold differential, up about 4,000. Man, 3,600 gold advantage here just in top lane. And that is pretty much the entire gold advantage for Freljord onto a single player. So, yeah, big lead here.
Carly's got a lot of power.
Lane,
he's got an ornament.
Not there.
But it is, we see in that fight how you can just, your team fight falls apart when Carly gets a little too far forward, even the amount of peel coming through. The only thing that's going to actually keep him standing is the Wild Growth, is that shield out of Crimson Yoni on Lulu. Aztec can hold everybody down, but Carly's got to make sure that he plays on the edge, not in their hands.
And they are setting a trap here on this red buff. Aztec is going to walk in, clear out some of this vision. The rest of Targon is here. They knew that this was the bait. They knew that this was the fight. The Wild Growth, a beautiful find. But the Malefic Visions, the Nevergrass goes on to the support. So it's support for jungler. And you got to think, if that was onto a higher priority target, if that was on to Clone, how could that have turned? Instead, just 1-for-1. But I think a big missed opportunity here as Targon read the play expertly.
Yeah, well played. They had the read, but just unable to walk away with the overall skirmish victory that they might have hoped for. In the end, giving over 1-for-1, and 3 dragons on the side of the Frost. 1 more minute to the next one, and we're going to have all eyes on that. But the Baron as well, they could look for a trade of objectives. Early indications show that we're going to have both teams moving back out towards Dragon, Freljord, and the Targon. Both not wanting to give over this opportunity.
Here for Freljord, and very defensive vision for Targon.
They're going to be late on this play as Widow Guy rotates over after resetting on his red buff, but he's still 15 seconds out, going to be here just for the spawn. Dark Jedi shoving in top, but he's not anywhere near that tower quite yet.
Carly with a W forward that will put that onto cooldown, so another 15 seconds before he can launch himself with a rocket jump forward. But the traps will mean, they will set the lines of battle here for both these teams. Aztec trying to find something. They will enter from the bottom of river, effectively making that trap useless, but beautiful Keeper's Verdict from Whittle will send them out. The Call to Forge Shot will find two as down goes Clone, and here Carly is on the backside of the fight. The teleport in from Dark Jedi, what can he find? It's a triple kill here for Carly, and it's only one remaining, as when Dark Jedi comes out, it's going to be ulti straight in onto Carly. What a kill! That's instantly evaporated. The polymorph as soon as he's out though, and it is going to mean it was all for just Carly. Beautiful find here, beautiful team fight for Targon as they pick apart the Freljord Frost, and they are going to pick up the dragon. That stops Freljord from getting their soul. What a play.
Ain't it cool to be a marksman player? Carly wipes up the rest of the fight, picks up a triple kill, Minty with a flash, with great target priority with that Nether Grasp. And Targon have two knocked away with the Keeper's Verdict. Great play out of Whittle Guy there. But in the end, the only target that matters is Carly. He has to go down, and he manages to free fire after he walks back at the end of the Keeper's Verdict. And Dark Jedi just takes too long to get there after the teleport starts channeling. 1v5,
so
and he still picks one up.
At this point, Clone has fallen behind in CS as well as experience, so yeah, that really substantial early game lead, but now sitting at 2.5 items is pretty much coming to parity with some of the other players. He does have more gold, but hasn't been able to actually turn it into itemization here. So
yeah, Frankfurt tapped him down. He said, "Let me hammer that nail in for you," and Locke has really stalled out into the mid-game. We're hitting at 30 minutes just now. 5 dragons have been taken so far. Frost still trying to secure that ever-crucial dragon soul for themselves. Locke clearing a ward out of the pit, but Baron is going to be the objective in both these teams' eyes. As Freljord Frost mid tower still stands, it provides them a lot of stability on the map when they're walking back out here to play relatively safely and move around.
Yeah, and we are effectively tied at 30.5 minutes here into our
Aztec
second
could be
game.
caught out. Light Binding connects.
Beautiful bind here, but Aztec now with a couple of tank items might be able to escape. It is going to be Curse of Sad Mummy. It's not enough. He will be cut down as Clone finds the pick, and Aztec in alone is going to cost his team the opportunity to go for a play, to go for a steal. And a nice find here from Freljord. That is
another bind
extraordinarily
connecting.
Important find. Quite a bit of damage. Is able to push Kalka off of that, but yeah, Yoni getting caught as well. So a difficult way. They don't walk in together, and they they end up not being able to contest. And all 5 members will be able to
Carly
walk
flash
in.
out.
Flash in from Carly. Is it going to be enough?
Oh my
What
god!
a find!
Holy
Solo
cow!
Bolo.
I can't believe
That's
that killed!
with the ornament. You never know with that ornament just how much it's going to be. Carly now brought low, and Clone is going to find a kill of his own. Right back. Yoni has to wild growth out. What can Frank do now in the 1v3? Pin from Whittle will just miss. He is very tanky. Aztec now trying to find a way forward. Call to Fortune used down onto Whittle. It is going to be the claw here. Beautiful flash as the Mordekaiser route will go just wide. Dark Jedi here, extremely fed though. Look for the impact of this Mordekaiser. Binding from Kalka goes just wide, and things will even out a bit. Still 15 seconds on Carly respawning, so there's no AD carry here.
Death Realm connects on Aztec.
Yeah, Death Realm here from Dark Jedi. How is this going to turn out? They end up not going all in. The pin in from Whittle. It's a Curse the Sad Mummy and a shutdown as Clone goes down. It's another shutdown as down goes Dark Jedi. So the 2 damage dealers here for Freljord will be cut down.
3 items now onto Malzahar, and he has also entered the late game club, and he is now a source of damage for his team. So it's now not only Carly that they have to keep an eye on, but also those Malefic Visions, and damage over time from Minty is going to shred through Dark Jedi over time. No magic resist to speak of quite yet, only that Randuin's Omen and Merc Treads.
Minty potentially too far forward here, and they are going to use quite a bit. Big shield, but I can't believe the Lulu shield is big enough to actually stop it. Look at this damage from Tristana, as another light binding from Kalka will find one more member. Minty brought very low. They probably need to just reset, re-engage. Dragon is up in 40 seconds. This is still soul point for the Freljord Frost. It will be our 6th dragon. But Carly, trying to win the fight beforehand, finds another assassination. This Tristana, if you step too close for 2 seconds,
Oh, goodness
you're gonna
gracious.
pay the price.
Yeah, Carly, even
12
with
kills.
no matter the mishap, Carly is willing to go stand up on that front line again and look for the pick out. 12 and 7 on the Tristana, but willing to rocket jump in no matter the circumstance. Finds out Kalka and sets his team up to stall this dragon out to a deuce 3 and 3 on the play. But Will Guy eyes on the inhibitor, and they've got Baron buff with Lock behind him.
And you know that this game has got to be personal for Carly, played for Freljord last.
Oh my
but now
damage!
you see the engage. Look at that Nethergrass damage down onto Lock. Can the Malefic Visions land again? There it is. It will land, and it's going to be a solo kill in the 1 versus 2. Minty flashes the symbol afterwards. Says, yeah, I know how to play this champ. I've got mastery.
That's what I mentioned. That damage is here. That 3-item core is devastating for Malzahar. The Nether Grasp and all of those dots burning together. The Malignant even, that you're forced to sit underneath. And Locke just burns away trying to find the pickup onto Minty.
I do want to say Minty had a really difficult start to the season last year, and he has made, I mean, you can see he's a different player at the beginning of this season. He's really playing well right now in the LCC. 4-2-9 here on the Malzahar into a difficult matchup that started, you know, he was losing it, and right there, able to turn things around here. Has really played not only this game well, but you know his game last week as well. I think a great start to this season for Minty. Now, can they close this game out 25-20, 64.5 to 63.5 in gold? It's a very close game here. 35 minutes in, 3 dragons aside. The 7th and final dragon will be the decider. And Baron is our next objective to fight over, up in 1 minute and 36 seconds right now. So they're going to be looking for picks. You know Carly is going to be looking for assassinations. It pings down onto Clone in the bot lane. Is he alone? Can they find the play? They're looking with a vision. They're looking for the assassination. Here goes Carly. He's going to go for the play. You know that Clone is in trouble. What can they find? He's being circled like a bunch of sharks. And there it is, a nice play from Targon. They find him in the side lane there, just a little bit too far forward without the vision to back himself up and keep himself safe. And again, we
the sole defender, but we got 2 backing off.
We talked about how Carly had something to prove. That's his old mid laner. That's his old teammate right there that he takes down with his kill. That's his 13th kill in this match, and they push forward.
Flash forward at a Will Guy pinned into the wall. Zonia's to buy time. Curse the Sad Mummy onto 2.
It's a base race at the moment. They're buying a lot of time. Dark Jedi, so much damage here. Minty brought down very low, and he will go down. But inhibitor mid as well for Cross. And Aztec trying to find something on the other side, but Dark Jedi finds Aztec. So it's 2 down across the map, and they get the inhib. And Carly and Yoni decide they have to call this off. Not worth for Targon as they lose 2. They lose their ability to fight this Baron. And they don't get anything on the other side. They get a bot lane tier 2. That was a bad trade there for the Targon Titans.
I think they get the tier 2, but I would have rather played it safe. It's a great aggressive play out of Whittle Guy to force the action to open up. And then there's just no damage to back them, as Minty is chunked down aggressively by Dark Jedi and Whittle, who are the best suited to really deal with him. The magic resist really is starting to come out now. And until Minty gets his last item with Magic Pen.
They need their team. Yeah, Baron is going down. They know that they can't walk in. That was so close to being so bad for the Targon Titans, but Clone was there awaiting, looking to make the play. Instead, that is 2nd Baron of the match going over to the Freljord Frost. They're now down in kills, but they, again, even in gold, 37.5 minutes. What a banger of a game here in week number 2 between Targon and Freljord. We called it our featured match of the week for a reason. We knew it was going to be good. We just didn't know it was going to be this good. We are getting treated to an all-time.
1 minute and 20 seconds to our guaranteed Elder Dragon or Dragon Soul pickup for one of these squads. Targon versus Freljord Frost. Who will find the smite? Who will find the secure? Aztec versus Whittle. And all game now, it feels like it's down to who's going to get the pick next. as the vision control is down for Freljord Frost, but Kalka's invested most of his wards to the initial setup. They need to make sure that they can try to contest this retake out of Targon, but they've got a minute left to hold the area.
Carly and Minty are both here trying to find Dark Jedi. There's the Nether Grasp out, and they will just turn and burn. And it's a flash in from Carly. The rocket jump over the wall, and they find the kill. That's onto one of the most fed members. Meanwhile, bot side, all of Freljord trying to take advantage. The teleport in for Minty. They need to find the resets here. Frank almost brought down. Will survive. Aztec bleeding out, but will he walk away? The ignite, not enough. The members of Targon able to escape, and Carly and Minty have arrived. Now, can they turn their attention onto the Dragon Soul? It's so tough. Minions pushing in from mid. The super minions are pushing towards their Nexus. What's the decision here? What's the macro game? 25 seconds, and Dark Jedi will have teleport. If they can stall this out for just a bit more time, that Mordekaiser will be right back.
Targon knows that. Bandage tossed out from Aztec. They find him at the red buff.
Yeah, the binding is out. Kalka should be in trouble here. The flash away, but it won't be enough. Clone over the wall trying to throw his nail gun, but Kalka will go down, and that's a 45-second timer. And Dragon is up now. That's a guaranteed 4 versus 5.
Jedi just spawning, immediate teleport.
Straight in. Do they see this? Dark Jedi will go straight into the pit. Frank Ward coming in as well. Clone is not going to come in. There's no teleport for this lock, so they have left lock at the front of their base, and it's a reset in from Minty. Minty does not have teleport, so what's the call here? Dragon is being burned.
Cancel onto the Keeper's Verdict.
Wasted, but it's a smite steal. Taken away. Aztec will secure. Down goes Whittle. Dark Jedi now into the 1 versus 1, into the Death Realm. Cross is able to secure, so the kill onto the jungler. Dark Jedi here. What can Carly actually do? It's the W into a trap. Oh, he's
the Wild Growth
there.
Just barely saving him. Crimson Yoni keeping his fed carry alive. 2 towers going down. The Nexus is exposed by Clone, but Minty and the Targon Titans defend the base.
Able to get the 2 towers there, and yeah, what a incredible back and forth macro decision to not bring their fed mid laner to the fight. Aztec with a clutch smite is able to secure Dragon Soul, but it's not Elder Dragon, it's just Dragon Soul. We're 40 minutes in and it's not Elder Dragon. What an incredible game here as they take a small 2,000 gold lead, but at 76,500 gold, you know, what does that actually mean in terms of itemization? It might mean, you know, an extra Negatron cloak, or, you know, an extra needlessly large rod. It's not going to be a full item completion at this point.
Yeah, Whittle Guy looking for a Keeper's Verdict to try to knock Aztec out of the pit and guarantee that smite for himself. But Frank Ward just positioning himself so annoyingly right in front of that until the point that the Keeper's Verdict is just canceled outright. So great play from both sides to unlock and secure that dragon, and then pick up the consolation prize of just completely clearing out the base. Next objective, 2 minutes to Baron.
18 kills for Carly, and we see this is the 2026 bot lane roles. As they're looking for the play here, Clone and Whittle are trying to team up. It is going to be a 1-for-1. They will find this trade back. Keeper's Verdict will yeet that Tristana as the Yordle is sent home packing. But look at all these items. It's 6 full completed items and an ornament. This is as strong as Tristana has ever been in League of Legends history, with boots as well in the boot slot.
Boots in the boot slot. No. Guardian Angel is available.
Seconds.
For that extra reassurance. Still 2 items left to complete for Cross. He's almost got his next pickup available for himself.
Whittle trying to find the play. They're going in onto Minty. They find good half damage here. Minty is brought low, but Cross and Kalka just slightly too far out. The Curse the Sad Mummy is used onto a single target, but it means the jungler is down, and Dark Jedi now coming into the side will send Minty into the death realm. This will be a completed kill, but now he's in a 1 versus 3, and it's a double kill for Carly and the Targon Titans. What can they do now? There's no jungler. 30 seconds on the Baron. Clone respawning, coming from base as we go. So it is a 2 carry comp, and one of their carries is dead. But Carly, with 21 kills already in the game, is still alive and well. Look at these support vision numbers, by the way. 131.
Elixir
Just
picked up from
insane.
Carly, 2,800 gold on deck, so the only thing now that Carly can do is allow the rest of the map to catch up to him in terms of net gold. This inhibitor is spawning in the next minute, and Targon are here early to secure vision on the Baron. 20 seconds on Jedi and 10 seconds on Whittle. They
turn right
immediately
onto
open it up.
Okay, Frank does not have teleport. Teleport is
Carly
on
in.
cooldown. Carly, the dash forward, and Kalka will go golden. So we'll try and buy some time, try and survive, but he will burn as a result. And Clone and Cross just have to watch it, watch the objective be taken. Minty, unfortunately, was dead when it was taken, so it only goes on to 4. But a beautiful play, and it's just everywhere that Crispy is, or sorry, everywhere that Carly is. I'm used to calling Crispy the Fed 80 carry, but everywhere that Carly is, you cannot go. And he's really just intimidating presence in this match. 22 kills.
Yep. 22 kills on the Tristana, and I imagine we might see some Tristana bans, or at the very least, you gotta be prepared to take him on. You can see the level of confidence he's got, and the Enchanter paired with him, the enhanced Ardent Sensor, everything is designed to buff Carly to the max and allow him to go crazy with this Tristana. The Gigantify.
You're so right, but it feels like all Freljord have to do is cut down Carly, and they might be able to find a way forward. It has happened 7 times this game, but it hasn't happened recently, and that has meant that this pressure, this wave of pressure from Targon has been sustained here. As he walks onto a trap, but they're not able to actually get any damage down. And look, he's using the Lulu shield. He takes half a turret with that Lulu shield, so...
Aztec
so
and
pressure
Crimson
here.
Yoni just running interference. They're spread out slightly, so it's going to take a while for Minty to be able to teleport, and could be canceled by Dark Jedi just using that Death Realm onto him. Whittle Guy finds the isolated target, Frankfurt on the side.
Yeah, nice pin here onto Frankfurt, but can they turn and burn any of this damage? Whittle is the front line, but Carly able to free hit from the back here. And now, what can they do onto Carly? Is he able to get one more auto? A beautiful bind from Kalka, but already pushed out. They're unable to answer, and the Targon Titans are going to push forward. Dark Jedi knows that this is his opportunity to try and make the gameplay, to try and make the moment. Down goes Cross as Targon are trying to end it. It's going to be a version of a base race, but the Targon Titans will push forward quicker.
Teleport out of both.
In from the side lane members. It's Clone and Kalka. What can they do? It won't be enough as the Targon Titans, they explode the Nexus and they win the game.